Picture this. The year is 1187, in the time of knights, castles, and epic battles. We find ourselves in the midst of the Crusades, a series of religious and political conflicts that have spanned decades. The Holy Land is a chessboard, with the Christian and Muslim forces as the main players, each maneuvering for control. At the heart of this struggle lies the Battle of Hattin, a pivotal moment that would tip the scales in a war that had been raging for over 100 years. This was not merely a clash of swords but also a clash of ideologies, beliefs, and cultures that would shape the course of history. On one side of this grand chessboard stood the formidable Muslim commander, Saladin. Born into a prominent Kurdish family, Saladin rose to power with a singular vision: to unite the Muslim world under one banner. His leadership, strategic acumen, and charisma would make him a legendary figure in the annals of history. On the other side, we have Guy of Lusignan, the King of Jerusalem. A French crusader who ascended to the throne through marriage, Guy was a man caught between the duty to his kingdom and the pressure from the Christian forces. His reign was marked by political intrigue and an insatiable desire to secure Jerusalem from the encroaching Muslim forces. The stage was set. The Holy Land, a melting pot of cultures, faiths, and ambitions, was about to witness a battle that would echo through the ages. The dry, arid plains of Hattin would become the backdrop for a confrontation that would bring these two formidable forces face to face. The air was charged with anticipation. The ground shook with the marching of soldiers. The sun blazed down on the shimmering armor of knights, casting long shadows that hinted at the looming conflict. As tensions rise, both sides prepare for what will become a decisive battle in the history of the Crusades. Under the scorching July sun, the Crusader army begins its ill-fated march towards Tiberias. In the heart of the summer heat, the Crusaders made the fateful decision to traverse a barren, waterless terrain. A landscape unkind to the unprepared, it offered little respite from the relentless sun. Their destination was Tiberias, a city of great strategic importance. Yet, their journey would prove to be a perilous one. Their march was a formidable task, made even more daunting by their insufficient water supplies. The army, full of brave and battle-hardened men, held a resolute will to reach their destination. Yet, they were not prepared for the harsh realities that lay ahead. The scorching heat, the weight of their armor, and the thirst that gnawed at their strength began to take a toll. As they moved forward, the Crusaders were not alone. Watching their every move was the astute tactician, Saladin. The Sultan of Egypt and Syria was a seasoned military leader known for his strategic brilliance. He saw the Crusaders' decision to march across such inhospitable terrain as a golden opportunity. Saladin capitalized on this strategic error. He ordered his troops to harass the Crusader army continuously. Day after day, his forces launched relentless hit-and-run attacks. They would strike swiftly, then retreat before the Crusaders could mount a significant counterattack. This tactic, combined with the challenging conditions, began to wear down the Crusaders. The Crusaders' march turned into an arduous slog. The lack of water, the constant harassment from Saladin's forces, and the unforgiving terrain all combined to sap their strength and morale. Yet they pushed on, driven by their mission and the hope of reaching Tiberias. But as they neared their destination, their situation grew even more dire. They had reached the horns of Hattin, a hilly area surrounded by volcanic terrain. It was here that their true test would begin. As the Crusaders reach the horns of Hattin, their situation becomes dire. On July 4th, the armies clash in a battle that would seal the fate of Jerusalem. The morning air was thick with tension as the Crusaders, weary from their long march, faced Saladin's forces. The Crusaders, led by Guy of Lusignan, King of Jerusalem, were desperate, outnumbered, and outmaneuvered. Yet, they charged. The Crusaders, in their heavy armor, bore down on the Muslim lines with all the force of a thunderstorm. But Saladin, the seasoned tactician, had anticipated this. His light cavalry, nimble and swift, danced around the heavy Crusader charge, peppering them with arrows, drawing them further into the arid, waterless terrain. As the day wore on, the Crusaders found themselves encircled. Saladin's forces had cleverly cut off their retreat, and the Crusaders were trapped. The dry, desert heat bore down on them, and their water supplies were dwindling. The once formidable Crusader charge was now a scattered, disorganized mass of men desperate for survival. In a final, desperate bid for victory, the Templars and Hospitallers, the elite of the Crusader forces, launched a charge at Saladin's personal guard. But the Muslim forces held firm. The Templars and Hospitallers were cut down, their grand charge ending in a tragic massacre. By late afternoon, the battle was over. The Crusader army had been decimated. Guy of Lusignan was captured, along with many of his knights. The rest were either dead or scattered across the desert, lost and without hope. The Battle of Hattin was a disaster for the Crusaders. Their once formidable forces lay in ruins, their king a captive, their morale shattered. The road to Jerusalem lay open for Saladin. By the end of the day, the Crusader forces lay decimated, their king captured, and their morale shattered. The Battle of Hattin marked a turning point in the history of the Crusades, a moment of triumph for Saladin and a moment of despair for the Crusaders. But the story doesn't end there, for the echoes of this battle continue to resonate through history, shaping the world as we know it today. In the wake of the battle, the balance of power in the Holy Land shifts dramatically. In the dusty aftermath of Hattin, the Crusader states found themselves in a precarious position. Jerusalem, the gem of the Holy Land, fell to Saladin's forces just a few short months after the battle. This marked the first time in nearly 90 years that the city had been under Muslim control. Saladin's victory did not stop at Jerusalem. In the year following Hattin, he conquered almost every Crusader city along the coast, save for Tyre. The Crusader states, once a formidable presence in the region, were reduced to a few scattered strongholds. The loss was a devastating blow to the Crusaders, crippling their military might and morale. But the Battle of Hattin's influence extends far beyond the immediate aftermath. It was a turning point in the Crusades, a moment that marked the beginning of the end for Crusader control in the Holy Land. Saladin's victory rallied the Muslim world, showing that the Crusaders were not invincible. It sparked a renewed sense of unity and purpose, a resurgence of Islamic power that would continue to resonate in the centuries to follow. On the other side, the defeat at Hattin sent shockwaves through Christendom. It served as a rallying cry for the Crusaders, leading to the launch of the Third Crusade, led by the likes of Richard the Lionheart. The battle became a symbol of the struggle for control of the Holy Land, a struggle that would continue to define the region for centuries. In many ways, the Battle of Hattin is a microcosm of the larger Crusades. It encapsulates the clash between two worlds, two faiths, and two ideologies. It's a testament to the power of strategic leadership, the importance of unity, and the devastating consequences of overconfidence. The Battle of Hattin, a pivotal moment in history, forever changed the course of the Crusades, shaping the Middle East as we know it today. The Battle of Hattin, a tale of strategic brilliance, misplaced valor, and devastating defeat. This single event in the summer of 1187, halfway around the world, has left an indelible mark on the course of history. The Battle of Hattin, fought between the Crusader kingdom of Jerusalem and the forces of the Ayyubid Sultanate, was more than just a military confrontation. It was a strategic masterstroke by the Ayyubid Sultan Saladin, whose clever use of water sources and terrain effectively trapped the Crusader forces, leading them to a crushing defeat. This battle marked a turning point in the Crusades, signaling the beginning of the end for the Crusader presence in the Holy Land. Misplaced valor was a significant factor in the Crusader defeat. Despite warnings from their military advisors, the Crusader leaders pressed on, driven by fervor and a misplaced sense of invincibility. Their overconfidence, coupled with a lack of strategic foresight, led them directly into Saladin's trap. But the Battle of Hattin's significance extends far beyond the immediate military implications. This defeat set the stage for the loss of Jerusalem later that year, a momentous event that sparked the Third Crusade and continued to fuel religious and political conflict in the region for centuries to come. The echoes of the Battle of Hattin continue to reverberate today, shaping the dynamics of the Middle East in profound ways. The tension between religious and political power, the consequences of underestimating one's adversary, the importance of strategic planning and execution. These lessons from Hattin are as relevant today as they were in the 12th century. As we delve deeper into the annals of history, we uncover rich layers of complexity and interconnection. The Battle of Hattin is a potent reminder of how a single event can ripple through time, influencing the course of nations and the lives of countless individuals. The echoes of Hattin still resonate in the annals of history, a stark reminder of the profound impact of a single day's battle.